On the 22nd of February, in the occupied West Bank city of Nablus, a shooting occurred in which 2 civilians were killed, including a teenager, and 3 others were wounded. 3 videos captured the shooting. In these videos, we hear a total of 16 gunshots. Visual analysis shows that 3 of these shots were fired from this wolf-armored vehicle. 2 are identified by a dust cloud created by the bullet's impact on the stone wall, and 1 other can be identified from the visible flash coming out of the muzzle of the gun. Through a process called Multilateration, Earshot was able to reconstruct this event and confirm the origin of all the audible gunshots. Multilateration is a process akin to triangulation. It involves measuring and analyzing the time difference of a sound's arrival at 2 or more recording positions. Commonly, soundtracks of videos are used to sync multiple videos together, but multilateration necessitates us to sync these 3 videos by sight. This is because it is the milliseconds of difference of the sound arriving at each camera that allows us to position the shooter in a scene. Once we had synced the videos using careful frame-by-frame visual analysis, we could see a distinct time difference between the shots reaching camera A and camera C. All the shots are heard first in camera C, and then after a few milliseconds, they are heard in camera A. As the event progressed, these time differences between camera C and camera A continued to increase. Using the speed of sound relative to the temperature on that day, we could extrapolate each of these time intervals into measurements in space. In the first shot recorded by both cameras, we see that the sound traveled an additional 31 milliseconds to reach camera A. This means the shooter had to be 10.6 meters further from camera A than they were from camera C. We use this measurement to create an axis between the 2 cameras and test this 10.6 meter difference against what can be seen in the image. Though these distances did not correspond to the position of the wolf-armored vehicle later seen firing, it did match the position of this man on the sidewalk who is seen extending his arm toward the passing armored vehicles. Our findings, supported by visual analysis, strongly indicate this shot was fired from this man's location. After this man retreats, we hear a further 14 gunshots. Our multilateration analysis shows that the additional time for these shots to reach camera A from camera C perfectly matched the movement of the wolf-armored vehicle. Our measurements correlated with its uneven pattern of deceleration and matched the vehicle's final stationary position. By measuring the ways in which the sound of these shots propagated through the scene, we have disqualified the possibility that any of these 14 gunshots can have been fired from this group of people here. By the time the wolf-armored vehicle opened fire on the civilians, the man they were pursuing had already retreated. There was no ongoing threat to the safety of anyone inside this armored truck. Our analysis disqualifies any claims that these killings were the result of crossfire between the occupying forces and armed resistance. All of the killings and woundings were the responsibility of the shooter inside this armored military vehicle.